Before Run DMC ruled MTV and Public Enemy brought the noise, the 1980s hip-hop underground was packed with innovative groups that helped build the foundation of rap music. These 15 pioneering acts sold hundreds of thousands of records, toured the world, and created the blueprint that superstars would follow, yet somehow they've been erased from hip-hop history. From the group that invented the human beatbox to the crew that created the first rap ballad, these forgotten pioneers deserve their flowers. And the bonus group at the end? They literally invented a dance move that Michael Jackson would make world famous. Let's resurrect these hip-hop legends from the vault of forgotten history. Number 1. The Treacherous Three.
What's it gonna be? The body rock. From the bottom to the T.O.P. The body rock.
Before there was Eminem's rapid-fire delivery or Busta Rhymes' explosive energy, the Treacherous Three were setting New York clubs on fire with the fastest rap flows anyone had ever heard in 1980. Their single, The Body Rock, sold over 300,000 copies independently, and member Kool Moe Dee's legendary battle with Busy Bee Starski at Harlem World in December 1981 literally created the template for every rap battle that followed. Special K, LA Sunshine, and Kool Moe Dee could trade verses at speeds that wouldn't become popular again until Bone Thugs emerged in the 1990s. They signed to Sugar Hill Records and dropped Feel the Heartbeat, one of the first hip-hop love songs ever recorded. Number 2. The Cold Crush Brothers. If you've ever heard a DJ shout, "Yes, yes, y'all," or throw your hands in the air, you're hearing phrases the Cold Crush Brothers popularized in the South Bronx during 1979. This 6-member crew featuring Grandmaster Caz, JDL, Easy AD, Almighty KG, DJ Tony Tone, and DJ Charlie Chase were so dominant in New York's early hip-hop scene that they were charging $50 for cassette recordings of their live shows when albums only cost $8. Their legendary battle against the Fantastic Five at Harlem World in 1981 drew over 2,000 people. Here's the wild part. Grandmaster Caz wrote Big Bank Hank's entire verse on Rapper's Delight, hip-hop's first mainstream hit, but never received a penny in royalties. Number 3. Nucleus.
Time went by on this God creation. I knew someday I would rock the nation, so I made up my mind.
Brooklyn's Nucleus gave the world Jam On It in 1984, a futuristic electro-funk masterpiece that sold over 500,000 copies and introduced hip-hop to the vocoder effect that Roger Troutman would later perfect. The group, led by Ben Cosmo D. Sinak and his cousin Monique Angevin, were computer programmers by day who built their own drum machines and synthesizers at night. Their follow-up, Computer Age, predicted the digital revolution in hip-hop production 10 years before Pro Tools existed. They toured Europe 12 times when most American rap groups couldn't get a single booking overseas, and their production techniques influenced everyone from Egyptian Lover to Dr. Dre's early electro work with world-class Wreckin' Crew. Number 4. Fearless 4. The Fearless 4 dropped Rockin' It in 1982, which became the first hip-hop song to use a live band instead of just turntables and drum machines, opening the door for the Roots decades later. Members Mighty Mike C, Peso, Devastating D, and Crazy Eddie, along with DJ Master OC and DJ Crazy Eddie, sold over 200,000 copies of their debut single on Elektra Records, making them one of the first rap groups signed to a major label. Their performance on Saturday Night Live in February 1984 was only the third hip-hop performance in the show's history. They invented the 4-man weave technique where each MC would rap just 4 bars before passing the mic, a style A Tribe Called Quest would perfect in the 1990s. Number 5. World-class Wreckin' Crew. Before Dr. Dre was making gangsta rap history with NW Spingdoeded 1884 and Lace Gloves as a member of world-class Wreckin' Crew in Compton. This electro-hop group featuring Dre, DJ Yella, Clei Entel, Grandmaster Lonzo, and Shakespeare sold over 500,000 copies of their independent singles between 1983 and 1987. Their track Surgery introduced the concept of scratching as lead instrument that would influence every turntablist from DJ Premier to DJ Shadow. The group's mobile DJ unit, which included a then-unknown Ice Cube as a hype man, was grossing $3,000 per night at Los Angeles clubs when most rap acts were lucky to make $300. They laid the West Coast hip-hop foundation that would explode into a billion-dollar industry. Number 6. The Sequence. The first all-female hip-hop group to release a rap record, The Sequence proved women could rock the mic just as hard as men when their single Funk You Up sold over 250,000 copies in 1979. Cheryl the Pearl Cook, Gwendolyn Blondie Chisholm, and lead rapper Angie B. Stone were all teenagers from Columbia, South Carolina when they signed to Sugar Hill Records and became the label's second act after the Sugar Hill Gang. Yes, that Angie Stone, who would later become an R&B superstar, was spitting bars before Queen Latifah was even in high school. Their follow-up, Monster Jam, featured a rap battle format between the three members that predated diss tracks by nearly a decade. They toured with Parliament Funkadelic and opened doors for every female rapper who followed. Number 7. Whistle.
Robbing, stealing, or mugging. In fact, don't take it seriously. We're only bugging.
Brooklyn trio Whistle created one of hip-hop's first crossover hits with Nothing Serious Just Buggin' in 1986, which peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Dance Chart and sold over 400,000 copies. The group, consisting of Carrie Craze King, Brian B-Side Faust, and DJ Silver Spinner, were the first rap act to sign a 7-figure deal with a major label when they joined Capitol Records in 1985. Their self-titled debut album went gold in 3 countries, and they became the first hip-hop group to headline venues in Japan. They invented the human turntable technique, where they would vocally recreate DJ scratches, a skill that influenced everyone from Doug E. Fresh to Rozelle of The Roots. Their production style, mixing live instruments with samples, created the hybrid sound that would dominate 1990s hip-hop. Number 8. Full Force. Full Force were the unsung architects behind some of hip-hop's biggest 1980s hits, producing for Lisa Lisa and Cult Jam, UTFO, and Cheryl Lynn, while maintaining their own recording career that produced 6 Billboard charting singles. The 6 brothers from Brooklyn, Paul Anthony, Bow-Legged Lou, B. Fine, Baby Jerry, Shy Shy, and Kurt T, sold over 3 million records combined as artists and producers. They wrote and produced I Wonder If I Take You Home, which sold 2 million copies, and their own single, Alice I Want You Just For Me, was sampled by over 50 artists. They were the first hip-hop group to perform at the Apollo Theater's Amateur Night and win 5 weeks in a row in 1981. Their production on UTFO's Roxanne Roxanne sparked the legendary Roxanne Wars that produced over 100 answer records. Number 9. Houdini. Though Houdini scored major hits, they're criminally underrated today, despite selling over 10 million records worldwide and being one of the first hip-hop acts to achieve international superstardom. Jaleel Hutchins, Ecstasy, and DJ Grandmaster D created Magic's Wand, the first hip-hop song about hip-hop itself, in 1982, which Thomas Dolby produced in London. Their 1984 album Escape went platinum and spawned 5 singles, including Friends and Freaks Come Out at Night, which introduced horror imagery to hip-hop videos. They were the first rap group to have their videos in regular rotation on MTV, appearing 17 months before Run DMC's Rockbox. Houdini headlined the Fresh Fest tour with Run DMC and the Fat Boys, playing to over 500,000 fans across 27 cities, making it hip-hop's first stadium tour. Their melodic approach influenced everyone from Naughty by Nature to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Number 10. Stetsasonic.
On us and we'll step on you. Can't have your cake and eat it too.
Talking all that jazz.
Calling themselves hip-hop's first live band, Stetsasonic revolutionized rap music by performing with real instruments instead of just 2 turntables and a microphone. The group, featuring Daddy-O, Delight, Fruquan, Prince Paul, DBC, Bobby Simmons, and Wise, created Sally in 1988, which sampled Lonnie Liston Smith and became one of the first hip-hop songs to address social issues through storytelling rather than direct preaching. Prince Paul would go on to produce De La Soul's groundbreaking 3 Feet High and Rising album. They sold over 400,000 copies of their album In Full Gear independently and were the first hip-hop group to perform on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Their live instrumentation approach paved the way for the Roots to become the most respected hip-hop band 20 years later. Hey, remembering any of these pioneers yet? If you're discovering these forgotten legends of hip-hop's golden age, hit that subscribe button right now. Because coming up next, we're diving into the groups that created breakdancing anthems, invented rap ballads, and literally built hip-hop from the ground up. Trust me, it only gets more incredible from here. Number 11. The Crash Crew. The Crash Crew's 1980 single High Power Rap was the first hip-hop record to feature a live string section, recorded at Media Sound Studios, where Stevie Wonder had just finished Songs in the Key of Life. The 7-member crew from Harlem, Mike C, E.K. Mike C, La Shubi, Barry Bistro, G-Man, Reggie Reg, and DJ Daryl C, were earning $5,000 per show in 1980 when most rap groups were performing for free. Their follow-up Breaking Bells sold 300,000 copies and introduced the concept of seasonal hip-hop records. They were the first rap group to perform at Lincoln Center, and their battle against the Funky 4+1 at the Audubon Ballroom in 1980 drew over 3,000 people, making it the largest hip-hop event at that time. Producer Davey DMX used their recordings to create the first hip-hop sample library. Number 12. Divine Sounds.
He said he played with your head, and then he skipped town.
Divine
Divine Sounds released What People Do for Money in 1984, one of the first hip-hop songs to criticize materialism in rap culture, predating similar messages from KRS-One by 3 years. The trio from Brooklyn sold over 250,000 copies of their independent singles and were the first hip-hop group to incorporate reggae toasting into their rhyme patterns, influencing groups like Foosh Nickens and Das EFX in the 1990s. Their DJ, Julio C, invented the Transformer scratch technique independently of DJ Jazzy Jeff, though Jeff would get the credit. They turned down a major label deal worth $500,000 to maintain creative control, making them pioneers of the independent hip-hop movement. Their only album, Divine Sounds, is now worth over $500 on vinyl and considered a holy grail among collectors. Number 13. Disco 3. Before they became the Fat Boys, Disco 3 won the 1983 Tin Pan Apple Rap Contest at Radio City Music Hall, beating out thousands of contestants and launching one of hip-hop's most successful comedy rap careers. Mark Prince Marky D. Morales, Damon Cool Rock Ski Wimbley, and Darren Buff Love Robinson sold 800,000 copies of their first single, Reality, on an independent label before signing to Sutra Records. Their human beatbox member Buff Love could sustain a beat for 7 minutes straight without stopping, a feat that inspired Doug E. Fresh to develop his own beatbox style. They were the first rap group to appear in a major motion picture with Crush Groove, and their European tour in 1984 drew larger crowds than Madonna's first European tour the same year. The group would go on to sell over 10 million records as the Fat Boys. Number 14. Funky 4+1. The Funky 4+1 made history as the first hip-hop group to appear on national television when they performed on Saturday Night Live on February 14, 1981, introduced by host Debbie Harry of Blondie. The group, featuring Keith Sha Rock, KK Rockwell, Raheem, Lil Rodney C, and DJ Breakout and DJ Baron, included Sha Rock, who was hip-hop's first prominent female MC, predating Roxanne Shante by 3 years. Their single That's the Joint sold over 500,000 copies and featured a 9-minute version that required both sides of a 12-inch single. Member Raheem would later join Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, but the group's influence on hip-hop's development was already cemented. They pioneered the echo chamber effect in hip-hop by recording in a basketball court, creating the reverb sound that would become standard in 1980s hip-hop production. Number 15. West Street Mob. Baby, I want to see you what? The West Street Mob created Ooh Baby in 1981, which featured the first use of auto-tune effects in hip-hop, 20 years before T-Pain made it famous. The group, consisting of Joey Robinson Jr., Warren Moore, and Robert Wright, were actually the sons and nephew of Sugar Hill Records owner Sylvia Robinson, making them hip-hop royalty who chose to make their own path. They sold over 300,000 copies of their singles, and their production techniques, using the Fairlight CMI sampler, influenced the entire next generation of hip-hop producers. Their track Let's Dance was sampled by over 100 artists, and their live show at the Roxy in 1983 featured the first use of video projection screens at a hip-hop concert. They disbanded in 1984, but their innovative production techniques lived on through every producer who studied their methods. Before we reveal the bonus group that invented a dance Michael Jackson made legendary, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. We drop new hip-hop history deep dives every week, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Bonus group, the Electric Boogaloos.
While not strictly a rap group, the Electric Boogaloos created the foundations of hip-hop dance culture and invented the moonwalk, which they originally called the backslide, in Fresno, California in 1977, years before Michael Jackson debuted it on Motown 25. Original members Boogaloo Sam, Poppin' Pete, Skeeter Rabbit, Mr. Wiggles, and Suga Pop sold over 200,000 instructional VHS tapes and toured with hip-hop acts throughout the 1980s, teaching their popping and locking techniques that would become fundamental to hip-hop choreography. They appeared in the movie Breakin', which grossed $38 million, and introduced breaking culture to mainstream America. Their influence extended beyond dance. Their rhythmic body isolations inspired rappers to develop syncopated flow patterns that matched their movements. Every time you see anyone hit the robot, pop and lock, or do the wave at a concert, you're watching movements the Electric Boogaloos created in a Fresno garage before hip-hop even had a name. They're the forgotten architects of hip-hop's visual language. If you discovered these forgotten pioneers or remember jamming to them back in the day, drop a like and subscribe for more legendary hip-hop history. Tell us in the comments which group deserved to be bigger than they were. Thanks for watching, and remember, hip-hop's foundation wasn't built by the names everyone knows. It was built by these forgotten legends who created the blueprint for everything that followed.